On Monday, Super Microcomputer Incorporated, NASDAQ, SMCI, kicked off trading with a crisp $48.51 opening price. That number isn't random, it reflects the collective bets of investors who see SMCI as a leading contender in the AI infrastructure arena. But what underlies this initial print? Let's dive in. The moving average milestones. Traders often look to moving averages as guideposts through market noise. 50-day moving average, $41.42, 200-day simple moving average, $38.07. Think of the 50-day MA as the short to mid-term mood ring for SMCI's stock. If the price stays above this line, momentum remains positive, signaling buyers are in control. The 200-day SMA, by contrast, is the long-term backbone. Stay above it, and the broad trend is up. Fall below it, and alarm bells start sounding. Here, SMCI's $48.51 open sits nearly 17% above the 50-day average and 27% above the 200-day average, clear signs that the bulls have swagger and aren't shy about flexing. Rock-solid balance sheet ratios. SMCI isn't just a rocket on price charts, it's a fortress in its financial statements. Quick ratio, 3.9, current ratio, 6.66, debt-to-equity ratio, 0.38, quick ratio, 3.9. This metric tells us that for every $1 of current liabilities, SMCI has $3.90 of liquid assets, cash, receivables, short-term investments. It's like having almost $4 in your pocket for every dollar of bills coming due, solid cushion. Current ratio, 6.66, include inventory, and the cushion widens to $6.66 of current assets per dollar of short-term obligations. Imagine a homeowner with 6 times more equity in their house than the next mortgage payment, plenty of breathing room. Debt-to-equity ratio, 0.38, for every dollar of shareholder equity, SMCI carries just 38 cents of debt. Compare that to a typical tech firm flirting with 1.0 or above, and SMCI looks like the fiscally responsible cousin who avoids credit card splurges. These ratios scream low financial stress, an attractive trait in a cyclical industry like servers, where capital expenditures can swing wildly. From $5 to $46, a decade-warping run. 3 years ago, in June 2022, SMCI's shares traded near $5, a price reflecting its then niche position in commodity server hardware. Fast forward to today's $48.51 open, and the stock has climbed nearly 10 times. That's akin to buying a run-of-the-mill sedan and finding yourself behind the wheel of a luxury sports car. What fueled the ascent? Generative AI explosion. The leap from on-prem clusters handling mundane web traffic to AI training and inference workloads exploded demand for high-density, energy-efficient servers, SMCI's bread and butter. Customization craze. Hyperscalers and enterprises discovered that cookie-cutter servers underperform when crunching trillions of parameters. SMCI's ability to craft bespoke configurations, from liquid-cooled GPUs to hybrid CPU FPGA nodes, became a competitive differentiator. Supply chain mastery. During chip shortages, SMCI's nimble sourcing and agile manufacturing kept factories humming while others idled, earning them more orders and trust. Imagine a small coffee shop that, overnight, becomes the only one brewing a coveted roast. Lines form around the block, and you can't keep the beans on the shelf. That's SMCI's story in the AI server world. By the way, if you are benefiting from the content so far and want more like this, like the video, it means much to me, or hit the subscribe button and comment the word more. Just go ahead and type the word more so I know. Now that you have commented, let's continue. The 2024 sell-off, storm clouds and short seller thunder. Not all was smooth sailing. In 2024, SMCI endured a brutal 80% drawdown at one point. Headlines blared about regulatory concerns, questions over server configurations potentially violating export controls for high-performance computing. Hindenburg allegations, short seller Hindenburg Research claimed accounting irregularities, stirring fear among risk-averse investors. The result? Panic selling that sent the stock plunging, an emetic sensation for long-term holders who saw their portfolios writhe in red. Turning the tide. But markets are knee-jerk by nature, and over time, governance-linked discounts began to ease as regulators closed inquiries, SMCI demonstrated compliance safeguards and clear audit trails. Audited financials, independent auditors signed off, quashing fraud rumors. Short covering, Hindenburg's position trimmed as evidence failed to materialize, forcing shorts to buy back shares at higher prices. Like a circus performer regaining composure after a mid-air stumble, SMCI climbed back into investors' good graces, proof that resilience, not panic, often defines long-term winners. Commoditization versus customization, SMCI's value proposition. The server market hairball is famously commoditized, identical chips, open standards, and razor-thin hardware margins. Yet SMCI carved out a niche by emphasizing customizability, need boards that integrate AMD GPUs, Intel CPUs, and niche ASICs in the same chassis. SMCI will blueprint, assemble, and ship. Energy efficiency, their liquid cooling options and intelligent power supplies cut data center energy costs by up to 30%, a potent selling point in an era of soaring electricity bills. Rapid turnaround, while hyperscalers might wait months for tailored gear from mega vendors, SMCI's lean factories deliver in weeks. The meteorological modeling facility. A government weather service needed a liquid-cooled rack that housed 64 high-end GPUs and 16 CPUs per node, uncommon in the market. Major OEMs balked at the complexity. SMCI swooped in, delivered within 6 weeks, and their optimized cooling slashed energy costs, funding future model upgrades. Now that facility runs one of the most accurate hurricane tracking models on the planet. That's the kind of bespoke magic whose value far exceeds commodity hardware's price tag. Generative AI, the tsunami driving demand. At the heart of SMCI's story is the generative AI wave, large language models, image synthesis engines, and recommendation systems that guzzle server cycles like a kid in a candy store. These workloads demand massive GPU counts, thousands of GPUs, often from NVIDIA or AMD, strung together in coherent clusters. High-bandwidth interconnects, NVIDIA's NVLink or AMD's Infinity Fabric require precise motherboard layouts. SMCI masters these integrations. Cooling innovations, vented air can't keep up, liquid cooling loops, rear door heat exchangers, and rear rack economization are table stakes. As enterprises race to catch up to OpenAI and its ilk, the demand for turnkey AI supercomputers has become insatiable, and SMCI stands at the order window, arms wide open that could symbolically 300x. Also note this. And there followed another angel, saying, Babylon is fallen, that great city, because she made all nations drink of the wine of the wrath of her fornication. And the third angel followed them, saying with a loud voice, If any man worship the beast and his image, and receive his mark in his forehead, or in his hand, the same shall drink of the wine of the wrath of God, which is poured out without mixture into the cup of his indignation, and he shall be tormented with fire and brimstone in the presence of the holy angels, and in the presence of the Lamb. Revelation 14 verses 8-10. Fear God, and give glory to him, for the hour of his judgment is come, and worship him that made heaven, and earth, and the sea, and the fountains of waters. Revelation 14 verse 7. I appeal to you to fear God and obey his law. For his commandments are sure and his word everlasting. Do not be afraid, do not be discouraged. Want more information? Please check the description section. That's the end for now. If you have watched until the end, drop a comment like this, I stayed until the end. Just comment that I stayed until the end. When I see this comment, I will give you a heart. 3 more favors I request from you. First, like this video, subscribe and then turn on the notifications bell. If you do this, You greatly encourage me to continue bringing to you insightful information. Do not miss out on our future videos full of insight. All I am asking is your subscription. Thanks for joining us today. Your support means so much to us. Do not hesitate to share this video to help someone who may benefit. I recommend that you watch the next video, subscribe to the channel and share your thoughts about today's video. Wish you God's blessings and care. Wait, watch and pray. See you in the next video according to God's will.